All right, let's talk about rendering for a moment here. First of all, I want you to name your comps properly. So this is a comp I did for a demonstration, and actually the comp is named, if I do Command K, my animated circles. All right, that's fine for the demonstration, but if this was my assignment, I would want to name this according to the assignment. So I would rename it and use our naming convention. So in this case, it would be Daniel underscore Sorensen underscore, and then this would be week one's assignment. So I could just do one and then save it, or you could do week one and say okay. Now when you go to render, Command Control M will place it into the render queue. And whenever you see these red letters, those are things that you need to pay attention to. So if I click on best settings, usually we want to leave this at best and full and all of the settings at their default. Sometimes if you're doing a very large animation, you may want to render just a small chunk of it, or you might want to render it at a lower resolution so that it will render more quickly, just so you can check things. But most of the time, you're going to want to render it at best and full. So I'll just say okay to that. Now lossless, here we have a couple of different settings. For a Mac, I want you to go into, we are going to go QuickTime, and I want you to go into the QuickTime options and choose Apple ProRes 4444. That's sort of the industry standard. Everywhere I have worked, that is the codec. A codec is a compression software, and this is the industry standard that seems to be used the most frequently. So I'll say okay to that. Now this one, we have to specify where we're going to save it. So I'll create a folder on my desktop, and I'll call this one also by my name. So everything always has your name on it, because when you upload it to the server, I need to know who it belongs to. And I will save it in here and then press render. Okay, then the next thing I want you to do is collect your files. So let's go to File, Dependencies, Collect. If you're, okay, we're going to have to save it first. So collect. So I have to tell it where I want it to go. So I'm going to go into Daniel Sorensen week 1. And I'm going to resave this whole thing so that it is named the same way. Week 1, save it, and then it is collected. If your project was created entirely in After Effects, in other words, you didn't import any assets or footage, then collect isn't really necessary. But if you have imported anything, collect's really important because it will get everything that has been included in your project. Sometimes when people are working, they're pulling things from different parts of their computer, different servers and so forth. This will collect it all and put it into a single folder. So then I would want you to take your render and put it inside that same collect folder, and then put the collected folder on Google Drive in our class folder. Also, the collect will not collect fonts because of copyright issues. So when you're animating type, if you're using unusual fonts that are not likely to be on my computer, for example, then go ahead and copy a version of the font into your collected project folder.